All right, guys, what's going on? Good evening. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join me today or tonight. I usually do the video kind of recapping the week and previewing the next week on Fridays, but I went ahead and started it today instead so you can have your week prepped up. Watch list has been sent to the members on Discord, so you guys are ready to rock. Let's go take a quick check on futures rather quickly. Futures are open. Dow down 44, Nasdaq down about 0.08%, S&P down about 0.15% at 41.98, Russell 2000 down about 0.17%, crude oil up slightly. All right, let's go ahead and get started first with what I see in the market and what happened this week. In terms of the S&P 500, let me go ahead and get the actual week. Let's see. I'm going to go to Coifin, which is kind of a nice system to use. It is free of charge. So Coifin is the site. Let me see if I can get this going. Last 5 days. I'll remove this. There we go. All right, here we go. Here we are on the last 5 days here on the here on the indices. Excuse me. Nasdaq was up about 3.5% for the week. S&P up about 1.65%. Small caps gained about nearly 2%, and the Dow was basically better than flat, 0.38%. So what happened? Is it all clear? That's kind of the question I've been getting a lot, and something I've been seeing a lot online. True, we did break some key levels this past week. S&P 500 futures and the S&P 500 spot broke above the 100-week moving average. So let's go ahead and take a look at that chart first, and then we can kind of talk about it. So let's go ahead and go to the 3-week chart. I also sent out a tweet, very, very important tweet that I got some questions on. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that too. Let's see if I can bring this up here. Bring it up on Twitter. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Where is this thing? And of course, our Twitter account is free for all to watch at any time and to get your news at any time. So here we are. All right, so I wrote this on Twitter 4:02 p.m. on Friday. You could see SPX rejects the 100 weekly MA. We have been here before, February 2023 and August 2022. Was that a reason to scare you? No, it wasn't meant to scare you. It was meant to give you guys perspective. So let's take a look at that perspective today. Well, we still haven't filled that gap yet at 42.19 on SPX. So at least we have that coming for us. But we did reject this blue line here, which is the 100-week moving average. You can see we're on weekly candles based on a 3-year basis. I just zoomed in. And you can see we've just been chopping around here. So as much as I want to say, mission accomplished, I would say one other step accomplished. We still need to settle above that. And again, that was a weekly chart. Friday, we did not close above that. So take a look at that. The S&P 500 been here in February. We've been here in August. We've been here, and we rejected this in June. So in June of 2022, after the May flush, we broke above it. In August, we settled above it. 2 weeks settled above it. Came back down to the October lows. We actually settled below the 200-week moving average, but we started bouncing. That was our bottom call on that level in the S&P 500. Very beautiful trend line to the downside. We have that. And again, just ping-ponging. All this right here, guys, is a trader's market. So as much as I want to take a victory lap and get excited, at the end of the day, nothing has really changed. So keep that in mind, guys. The only thing that's changed has been the multiple expansion. And I think it's more of an AI mania than anything else. Capital is, taking its flight. What that tells me is that rates are going lower and capital is flying to more speculative assets or asset classes. Bitcoin hasn't been the beneficiary as much. It was earlier, but we can see that the mega cap tech names are. So let's take a look at NASDAQ futures. You can see that we settled above the 100-week moving average now. Right now, 13,456. We had that 13,500 play to the upside. So again, we got a nice breakout on NASDAQ. And this is what's really carrying the market. Market breadth, meaning names that are above highs, above lows, 52-week highs, 52 lows. not the best. It's being carried by the main names: Apple, Microsoft, Metaverse, Nvidia, AMD. Those kind of names are pushing the market higher. It's not, the banks. The banks are doing bad. Small caps are doing bad. They're not doing as great. Energy sliding back. So again, it's really just all the mega cap tech names, which in reality most people think are safe because they have hordes of cash. So when you have a rising interest rate environment, they want to be in a company that actually has innovation with growth and a good cash balance sheet. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. Again, the only problem is that they're a little expensive. That's all, relative to what we've seen. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. We're going to go ahead, and I added this on the morning note, if you guys remember. We're going to take a look here at, we're going to go to Momentum Studies. Let's go to the RSI. So on NQ on the weekly, we're starting to hit the highs, but take a look at the daily RSI. This is the relative strength indicator. Now this is pretty important, guys, because every time we've gotten to this point, we've rejected. So what I'm expecting, with that being said, is a rejection. I expect us to pull back a little, at least something. So what does that mean for us in terms of the NASDAQ? Well, I actually have a limit order up on futures for 13,735. More an alert than anything else, not really a limit. We signaled the limit, but again, I put the alert first. I want to get at least a pullback to 13,735, but if we're taking a look at some major levels, here they are. 13,626, that's your 50% retracement. 12,884 on NASDAQ. If we do get a pullback and break below this, we're targeting right here, 12,884. That should depress the RSI a little bit, get us back to, little undervalued levels. Most people panic, think it's a bear market rally, and then we can buy stocks here, at least at somewhat of a discount. So again, I'm still taking a look at levels not seen since the beginning of May. And again, if we hold that level, if we hold, let's say, example, two levels. Let's say we hold that green line, which is that 13,000, 12,884 level, and we bounce from there, and the bulls defend that level, that's very, very big. That will actually confirm the bull market, in my opinion. We are in a bull market, obviously on NASDAQ and S&P, but again, if buyers can defend that level, that definitely shows us some demand. So again, for the time being, 13,735 is the level we're looking for to break. And then we're going to take a look at that 100-week moving average as our next level of a bounce, 13,461. If we break that, 12,884 is coming, but I expect us to get a pullback here, guys. The VIX is extremely compressed. I don't think in terms of volatility index, it's important to have RSI either, because it's not a tradable security, but you can see that yellow line. I drew that way back. That's right around the 42 level. We've bounced from there every time. So we are due for some kind of pullback. I don't want you guys to be surprised this week that we do. And I think that mega cap names are going to be the ones that are going to be, pulling back a little bit. So let's take a look at one that reports this week, Nvidia. Nvidia has earnings. So let's take a look at Nvidia on a daily time frame. And again, you could see we've been overbought and pulled back and overbought and pulled back, and it's just been running. So RSI really hasn't said much, but again, you could see this is the level that I was targeting, right around 312, 313. We broke above that. Look at the all-time highs at 346.47 from November 2022. I mean, we have really a binary action here, where one way or another with earnings. So again, I would sit this one out, but I would lean towards bearish, at least a pullback to 285.59. That's your 20-day moving average on the daily. But you can't get in front of a moving freight train either. Nvidia has been an absolute rocket ship, so short at your own peril. Let's see if we can move these drawings. See if we can move these studies here. So the main point I really want to drive home, guys, is the fact that don't be surprised we get some kind of technical pullback. That's it. It doesn't mean that the stock market's going to go to zero. It doesn't mean the world's going to end. It's just add any kind of headline and we're going to get some technical pullback, which is the debt ceiling or Fed. It doesn't matter. You're just due for some kind of pullback. And again, it could be a small one. It doesn't have to be tons. Again, guys, you're not going to get a straight shot all the way to 20,000 on NASDAQ. You're going to get some chop here and there. And again, May tends to be seasonally weaker. But again, towards the tail end of May, we tend to get a little more strength, at least on the S&P 500. So that's what we're looking for. Let's take a look at Forex Factory for this week coming up, and then we're going to go over our performance for the week. Here's Forex Factory. Tuesday, we have a flash manufacturing PMI, new home sales at 10, FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday, preliminary GDP numbers on Thursday. We also have unemployment claims. That's every week. on Thursday. Core PCE, this is the inflationary reading for the Federal Reserve on Friday. So can't say action-packed, but we got some stuff coming up, and all the news will be posted on our Twitter page. So make sure to follow us there. Let's go ahead and go for it. Let's go over the week here. Here it is for options. We also did NASDAQ futures. I'll go over that here in a second. So Mara was a carryover for last week. I told everyone if they wanted to get out at -7% ahead of the earnings report. I didn't. So again, that was an L on my end. But some people closed. That's great. We hit Amazon. That hit 118% in the money. 340% for those Micron 66 calls. We also had Caterpillar. That went red. It was 20% green on Tuesday, flipped red when the market soared on Wednesday and Thursday. Meta, Google, and Palantir. Palantir being the huge winner, up 712%. You could see it there. We also posted on our Instagram as well. So it's not all wins. It's not all winners all the time. You could see I do post the losers. You could see Caterpillar was -98%. Mara down -98%. Pretty much traded at the expired worthless. Google 122 calls. I had 75%, a little higher. You can see Google 33% there. 2 bags on Palantir. I closed after that. I think it closed for 240. 183%. So Palantir was absolutely amazing. Look at Micron, 230% there. A great week. These are the weeks that you dream of. And the thing with that is the fact that when you have momentum, guys, this is what you get. Anyone who's been with us really since around 2018, 2017 knows that this is what momentum looks like. When we hit it fast. So it's very exciting times. I hope we can get this kind of juice or this kind of momentum up or down. What kills us, guys, is the chop. The chop is really the thing that absolutely terrifies all traders because it just kills premiums. And that's something that we want to avoid. So we want to make sure we have high probability setups. We don't have any risk heading into the weekend. So at least that's good, at least from the premium signals basis. So we're watching futures. You can see that we did get in here. 13.5 was our limit order. You can see how we got here at 13,960. Beautiful, beautiful setup. I went ahead and posted that on futures chat. Let me see if I can take a look at that chart. I think I posted that chart on futures. Well, okay, it's not there. Let's see futures trades. Oh, I didn't think I put the chart there. Well, I just put that setup. I may have spoken about it, or maybe Kevin or Nick posted it, but I didn't see it. So again, we pretty much had our long basis really since 13.5. The TP was 13.626, which is still too low, but we still got some profit there. We did 2 trades. We got in the limit order at 13.550 on the pullback, and then 13.626. It hit TP, but we made our profits. I wanted everyone to lock in some gains. We moved the stop to 13.6. It tagged, and then we soared. So we have a limit order short 13.735, like I spoke about. We're about 110 points away from there, so I'm not really stressed about that in terms of futures. If we get there, we'll get there, but we'll see what we get. Let's take a look at the Russell. I want to take a look at that with you guys. Take a look at the daily. As long as we hold the 50, this may not be a bad trade if we're expecting some kind of bounce, if not a rotation out of tech. If we get a rotation out of tech, maybe into the small caps, maybe the banks do a little better, or we get some of that debt ceiling good news, then take a look at IWM or not RTY. Maybe RTY is best. You can see that yellow line being that 50-day moving average. We play longs until 1820, and I'd put 1758 as our stop. That is our 20-day moving average, maybe slightly below. So again, I want to keep an eye on RTY. It is red right now. If we can get to around 1780 or so, maybe I'll give it a crack long on Russell 2000 futures. Again, the stop, I'd probably put it right below the 20, right around 1760, 20. Yep, we would play a 2-to-1 risk ratio. 1820 is our target. That gives us 40 points of reward versus 20 points of risk on Russell. So I placed that alert. We may just get this very soon. I will talk to the team and see if they want to do it. But in regards to overnight moves, we just got to be careful. So we may not even fill RTY. Let's see how we open tomorrow in regards to that. So in terms of the market, guys, I'm very proud of the work we did. I'm just hoping that we get that continuation as we continue on top of our momentum to the upside or downside, whatever. We just want to catch it. That's all we want to do. We want to catch these moves and see if we can make some profit and kind of just stack them as we get into the summer months where things tend to get a little slower. But the exception being of 2020, where things got really, really exciting due to the stimulus and the low interest rate nature of the economy at that point. Could we get something like that? Well, the only thing I can bring parallels to that, guys, is that people were extremely bearish in 2020. People are very extremely bearish in 2023. So what a difference 3 years makes, right? So again, what we're looking for as traders is how much is that pessimism? Because I can tell you this right now, nothing has very much changed. It's the same exact thing. All you've gotten was a short squeeze. A short squeeze and multiple expansion. Those PE multiples have gotten elevated. Nvidia has gotten really, really expensive. And again, eventually you'll get a pullback, and that's fine. Nothing crazy. I'm not saying we're going to revisit the lows, but again, something for us as traders to take advantage of, and I'll just be waiting for that, especially for a low put call ratio, 64-49. We're usually around the 1 level. So a lot of greed out there, and all it takes is a rug pull. Nvidia does report earnings this week. Let me see if I can get that date. I think I had it on Twitter. Let's see here exactly. The calendar. Here we are. All right, here we go, guys. Here is the earnings calendar for the week. Zoom, Lowe's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Palo Alto. We have Kohl's, Nvidia, Best Buy, Costco, Ulta, TD Bank, Gap, Restoration Hardware. Anything that stands out. Really, I guess Nvidia would be the only ones that we really trade. So Nvidia reports after the close on Wednesday. We'll keep an eye on it. When it comes to earnings, we haven't really done that great in terms of it. It is very risky to do so, but we'll keep an eye on Nvidia. Maybe take a look at the semiconductors that are not, exactly Nvidia. You could do AMD or something like that. But forget playing the run up into earnings. Disney kind of burned me on that. So I think we just wait on Nvidia before we do anything, because those premiums are going to be expensive due to the IV. So we'll just wait and see what we get. We'll keep an eye on it. I also have dollar yen long. It is still bouncing off my trend line here. The yellow line on the daily. Take a look at that. Still kind of holding up. So really want to just get to 139. Let's see if the dollar strengthens overnight against the Japanese yen, or the Japanese yen gets weaker. And we'll just keep an eye and be vigilant as we go. And I will see you guys on Monday for the morning note. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the game, Celtics and the Heat. And Lakers lost last night. It's going to more likely be a boring series. Heat and Nuggets. I may not watch that, but either way. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.